Hi students, this is A. Mandari Kumar Rajesh. In this video, we are going to discuss a topic called microspores and pollen grains. Generally, microspores are developed from microspore mother cells by the process called meiosis. So, microspores are developed from microspore mother cell by the process called meiosis. In microspores, the protoplasmic content is surrounded by a wall which is not fully developed. The microspore and the protoplasmic content வந்து surrounded by a wall. Then the protoplasmic content is not fully developed. Protoplasmic content வந்து என்ன இருக்காது ஃபுல்லா develop ஆயிருக்காது எதுல microspores. Then the pollen grains are derived from microspores. Pollen grains are derived from microspores. In the case of pollen grains, the protoplasmic content with their dense cytoplasm and a prominent centrally located nucleus. In pollen grains, the protoplasmic content is well developed with dense cytoplasm and a prominent nucleus which is located center. The pollen grain protoplasmic content என்ன இருக்கு நல்லா டெவலப் ஆயிருக்கு with dense cytoplasm அடர்த்தியான cytoplasm இருக்கு then centrally placed nucleus இருக்கு சரிங்களா. Then these pollen grains are haploid in nature. The pollen grains are haploid in nature. It contains n set of chromosomes, one set of chromosomes. Then the pollen grains are the first cell of male gametophyte. Pollen grains are the first cell of the male gametophyte. சரிங்களா. Then the pollen grains are produced inside the pollen sac of the anther. Pollen grains வந்து எதுக்குள்ள produce ஆகு inside the pollen sac of the anther. So pollen grains are produced inside the pollen sac of the anther. Then the pollen grains are released. The pollen grains are released from the anther by a process called dehiscence. The pollen grains are released from the anther by dehiscence. So pollen grains வந்து எப்படி ரிலீஸ் ஆகுது ஆந்தர்ல இருந்து by dehiscence. உடைஞ்சதுனால pollen grain வந்து என்ன ஆகுது ரிலீஸ் ஆகுது சரிங்களா. Then the pollen grains are haploid in nature and they are unicellular and microscopic. Pollen grains are unicellular and microscopic. சரிங்களா. pollen grains வந்து எப்படி இருக்குது unicellular இருக்குது and microscopic. சரிங்களா. நம்ம ரொம்ப நேக்கட் ஐயால என்ன பண்ண முடியாது பார்க்க முடியாது. We have to use some lens. அதை வச்சு தான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும் pollen grains பார்க்க முடியும் சரிங்களா. Then the shape of the pollen grains may vary from species to species. The pollen grain ஓட shape வந்து என்ன ஆகுது differ ஆகுது from species to species. For example, that pollen grain may be in globose shape or ellipsoidal shape or fusiform shape or in lobe shape. A pollen grain may be lobe, then it may be angular or crescent shape or crescent shape. So pollen grains oda shape வந்து என்ன ஆகுது differ ஆகுது from species to species. It may be globose உருண்டையா இருக்கலாம், ellipsoidal, fusiform, lobe, angular or crescent shape. Then the smallest pollen grain is reported in the plant called Myosotis. The smallest pollen grains are reported in the plant called Myosotis. The size of the pollen grains ranges about 10 micrometers. 10 micrometers. Then the largest pollen grains are seen or reported in the families such as Cucurbitaceae and Nyctaginaceae. Example for Cucurbitaceae family is Cucurbita pepper, pumpkin சொல்லும்ல பூசணிக்காய் சரிங்களா. Then example for Nyctaginaceae, bougainvillea plant, தாழ்பூன்னு சொல்லும்ல அந்த plant சரிங்களா. So largest pollen grains are reported in families such as Cucurbitaceae and Nyctaginaceae. The pollen grain size ranges about 200 micrometers. About 200 micrometers. Then the study of the pollen grains are called as palynology. The study which deals with pollen grain is called as palynology. I already told you pollen grain contains a wall, then cytoplasm and nucleus. Now I am going to tell about the wall of pollen grain. Wall of a pollen grain. So the wall of a pollen grain is called this sporoderm. Wall of the pollen grain நம்ம எப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம் sporoderm சொல்லலாம். So the wall of the pollen grain can be divided into two layers. It can be divided into two layers. சரிங்களா? outer exine, inner intine. So sporoderm அதாவது wall of the pollen grain ரெண்டா பிரிக்கிறோம். என்னது? outer exine பிரிக்கிறோம், inner intine பிரிக்கிறோம். Outer exine is a hard, thick layer. Outer exine is a hard, thick layer which contains a substance called sporopollenin. And proteins. எதனால இந்த எக்ஸைன் வந்து ஹார்டாவும் திக்காவும் இருக்கு? because of the deposition of the substance sporopollenin. Actually the function of exine is protection. The exine protects the pollen grain from physical and chemical degradation because of the substance called sporopollenin. The sporopollenin வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா a tough substance which is not degraded by any physical factor or chemical factor. அப்போ இந்த எக்ஸைன் வந்து என்ன பண்ணுது? pollen grain prevent பண்ணுது from physical factors and chemical agents. சரிங்களா? So sporopollenin is a very very important substance which are present in exine. While in the case of inner intine, it is a smooth, thin, elastic layer. It is a smooth, thin, elastic layer. It can be stretched easily and it contains cellulose and pectin. So this layer is called this intine. So it is a smooth, thin, elastic layer which contains cellulose and pectin, and it can be combinedly called as pectocellulose. எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? pectocellulose னு சொல்லலாம். intine consists of pectocellulose னு சொல்லலாம். சரிங்களா? Then this outer exine can be again divided into two layers. They are texine, then end exine. இந்த எக்ஸைனை வந்து திருப்பி ரெண்டா பிரிக்கலாம், ரெண்டு லேயரா பிரிக்கலாம். என்ன? எக்ஸ் டெக்ஸைன் அண்ட் எண்ட் எக்ஸைன் என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? நம்மளால பிரிக்க முடியும். எக்ஸ் texine is the outer layer of exine. X texane is the outer layer of hexane. இந்த X texane வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா outer layer of hexane. இந்த end hexane என்ன அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா inner layer of hexane. Inner layer of hexane. சரிங்களா? Then this X texane consists of 3 layers. This X texane consists of 3 layers. They are tectum, baculum, foot layer. So இந்த லேயர் தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? ஹெக்சைன்னு சொல்றோம். அந்த ஹெக்சைன்ல ரெண்டு லேயரா நம்ம பிரிக்கிறோம். ஒன்னு என்ன சொல்றோம்? X texane சொல்றோம், end hexane சொல்றோம். இப்போ இந்த லேயர் தான் என்னது? X texane. அதுல மூணு லேயர் இருக்கு. என்ன? tectum, baculum, foot layer. Above the foot layer, a rod-like layer of cells are present. இந்த லேயர் தான் என்னது? foot layer னு சொல்றோம். இதுக்கு மேல இருக்கக்கூடிய லேயரை பாத்தீங்கன்னா it contains a cells. They are look rod. சரிங்களா? அந்த லேயர் ஆஃப் செல்ஸ் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்? baculum அப்படினு சொல்றோம். அந்த லேயர் ஆஃப் செல்ஸ் என்ன சொல்றோம்? நம்ம baculum. Then above the baculum, a roof-like structure is present, and that structure is called as tectum. இந்த baculumக்கு மேல ஒரு roof-like structure இருக்கு, and that structure is called as tectum. And that structure is called as tectum. Actually, pollen grains are sculptured. The pollen grains are sculptured. Sculpture na some cravings, some designs இருக்கும். சரிங்களா? So this is a structure of pollen grain. This is a structure of pollen grain, and this layer is called as hexane, and it has a spiny sculpture. A spiny sculpture. So அந்த type of sculpture நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? echinate அப்படினு சொல்லுவோம். என்ன சொல்லுவோம்? Echinate. Echinate means spiny. Echinate means spiny. So pollen grain contains echinate type of sculpture. இந்த ஸ்கல்ப்சருக்கு யார் காரணம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா tectum and baculum. This tectum and baculum can determine the sculpture of pollen grain. Tectum and baculum can determine the sculpture of pollen grain. சரிங்களா? அப்ப டெக்டமும் பேக்குலமும் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். அதுதான் என்ன பண்ணுது? அந்த கிரேவிங்ஸ், அந்த டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஷேப்ஸ்க்கு அந்த ஸ்கல்ப்சருக்கு இன்வால்வ் ஆகுது. சரிங்களா? அந்த ஸ்கல்ப்சருக்கு முக்கிய காரணமா இருக்கு. ஓகேங்களா? தென் end hexane. End hexane is a smooth layer. End hexane is a smooth layer. இந்த லேயர் தான் நம்ம என்னன்னு சொல்றோம்? end hexane அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். And that layer is a smooth layer. Then the pollen kit. The pollen grains contains pollen kit. It is a oily layer. Pollen kit is a oily layer which can prevent the pollen grain from the ultraviolet rays. This pollen kit can prevent the pollen grains from ultraviolet radiation. And they are sticky in nature. The pollen kits are sticky in nature, so the pollen grains can be transferred to the flowers with the help of insects, because the pollen kits are sticky in nature. சரிங்களா? ஸ்டிக்கியா இருக்கிறதுனால என்ன ஆகும்? அந்த இன்செக்ட் அது மேல என்ன ஆகும்? காலுக்குள்ள ஒட்டிக்கும். ஸோ pollen grain ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா என்ன ஆகும்? ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகும் from one plants to another plants. So pollen grains are oily layer. It prevents the pollen grain from ultraviolet radiation. Ultraviolet radiation can damage the pollen grain. So அதுல இருந்து என்ன பண்ணுது? the pollen grain காப்பாது. And they are sticky in nature, so it helps in the transfer of pollen grains from one flower to another flower. Now I am going to tell about the germ pore or germ aperture. What is called germ pore or germ aperture? In the pollen wall, at one or more loci, a very thin, a circular areas are present, and that area is called this germ pore or germ aperture. Through that germ pore only, pollen tubes are comes out during germination. So consider it is a pollen grain. This layer is called this hexane. This layer is called this intine, and it contains a nucleus. So in some region, in some area, the sporopollenin is absent. The sporopollen is absent. So that area is very thin, and that area is very thin, and they are circular in nature, and they are circular in nature, and that region is called as germ pore or germ aperture. Through this pore only pollen tubes are comes out during germination. In dicot plant, that area, that germ pore is circular. Germ pore is circular, and they are tricolpate. Tricolpate means it contains 3 pores. While in the case of monocot, the pore is lens shaped. And it contains only 1 furrow. In dicot, it is called it as germ pore or germ aperture. While in the case of monocot, that region is called as germinal furrow or germ furrow. Germinal furrow or germ furrow, and it contains only 1 germinal furrow, so it is called as monocolpate. Dicot plantல அந்த region என்ன ஷேப்ல இருக்கும்? circular ஷேப்ல இருக்கும், and it contains 3 colpate. 3 pores இருக்கும். சரிங்களா? 3 furrows இருக்கும். சரிங்களா? மோனோகாட்ல அந்த region எப்படி இருக்கும்? lens ஷேப்ல இருக்கும், and it is called it as germinal furrow or germ furrow. எத்தனை furrows இருக்கும்? only 1. So it is called as monocolpate. So that's all about today's video. If you have any doubt regarding the pollen grain and microspore, please clarify with me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.